Hi there, Nick here. So, I have another ridiculous knife review for you. In case you can't tell, I've bought a lot of ridiculous knives. This one I got cheap enough that I don't really care, but still. So, I'm a John Graham Knives fan. This is a John Graham Razel SS7 by Cricket, Columbia River Knife and Tool. So, as I said, I like Graham designs. I've got a couple of different knives of his, and all of which are really just great, especially in that Razel pattern. This is the stubby Razel flipper, this is the Razel GMT mid-tech, and this is the Razel stubby ringed Razel SSR mid-tech, and I really like his stuff. He does great work, and so I figured, you know what the hell. I put a bid out on eBay and I won at a pretty good price, so I picked up one of these. The SS7 is absolutely a ridiculous knife in pretty much every way. It's big, so here's the delica for size. This is a huge, huge knife. It's not quite machete big, but it's big. And it's actually, in some regards, it's pretty nice. It's well built. It's the nicest Columbia River Knife and Tool Cricket knife I've ever owned. The blade stock is thick. There's good, this part is well done. It's well radius. The grind is pretty good, actually, all told. It took a nice edge, although the steel's pretty crappy. It's 440 or 18 CR MOV or something like that. It's not a super steel by any stretch of the imagination. It's got back here a bottle opener because for some reason you want to open a bottle with this, and the glass breaker because you're James Bond, the Jason Bourne, or something like that. And it's got some serrations on the back here, as well as the typical Razel edge. So you've got a sharpened edge here, as well as a sharpened edge here. And on this guy, and this guy's sharpened there too. But this is kind of a weird knife. I gotta be honest with you. I have no reason to own this whatsoever. It's not particularly great for any one thing. The blade stock is very thick, and so it's not really good for slicing in a meaningful way. It's probably great for knocking down reeds or sugar canes or something like that. But yeah, it's going to be a decent scraper, but again, the angle's a little strange, because note that this is not in line with the handle. So you're having to scrape at kind of a weird oblique angle, which is not ideal. And, it's not, this part isn't really that flat. I really like John's work, John Graham that is, but this isn't really top of the line for me. It's a little out of control, but it's kind of nice looking. It's also ridiculous. Frankly, you cannot carry this out and about without seeming completely ridiculous. There's also the sheath. The sheath is really pretty and low quality. It's plastic of some variety. You can see that it's already popping open, and I actually had to make some modifications. So I modified the sheath so there's a hole for water to drain out down here. And I also shortened up this part here, because originally the plastic of the sheath came up to about here, and that means you only got a little tiny bit to grab onto. So this way you've got an actual thumb ramp to remove it from that. That was just 10 minutes with a Dremel. And already the sheath is cracking a little bit. You can see that here. It's not a perfect knife by any stretch of the imagination, but it's kind of cool looking. So, at the end of the day, is this a good knife? Is this a good outdoors knife? Not really. I can't see any reason why you'd want to buy this. I got it cheap. I'm happy. But I'll probably end up selling it to somebody who likes that kind of thing. If you want an actual outdoors knife, this is kind of where I recommend you go. This is the EC or SA Laser Strike. And you can see that it's got a solid spine on the back here. So if you actually need to, for instance, if I'm trying to separate frozen vegetables or something like that, I can pound on the back of it, called batoning, with something and use the edge and pop through. It's got a more useful point for going into things. This is kind of the one time in which the Razel blade shape just isn't doing it for me. About the only place where this guy wins over the EC or SA, whatever the hell it is in a scraping kind of task. And those just really don't come up that often. Or if you've got stuff to saw, because for some reason you do. And, at the end of the day, this is kind of a novelty. It's a tool. It's got some uses somewhere. I'm sure it's perfect for one person, but it's probably not perfect for you. So it's discontinued. This Razel is discontinued, and probably for good reason. and so you're not going to run into them places, but you could track one down. But frankly, unless you're really, really, really into the Razel shape, and I am, but or you've got some kind of an idea of why this is perfect for you, this is probably not perfect for you. And I'd probably recommend you look elsewhere. But anyways, this is the CRKT Razel SS7 fixed blade knife. It's completely ridiculous and probably not what you want, but it's kind of cool looking, and I enjoy it. And if you want it, send me a good offer. Thank you very much, and have yourself a great day.